Hey guys, SGT here, and I couldn't be happier to have one of my good friends, Duane, back on the line. His work's changing the world. Chris, welcome back.
Hey Sean, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I've been super busy, even though I've kind of officially retired. I've been even more busy. You know, we did the Coast to Coast interview. We went down and did the Ron Paul testimony, and then, down in Congress with the guys over at American Open Currency Standard. And then while we were down there drinking, we came up with even more projects. But I'm super excited about how the silver market's acting. I think we're past the hump and we're ready to rock and roll.
Silver's really blasted off, Chris, and one of the reasons I wanted to get you back on the line right away is because you've got something really exciting. People probably already know about this, but tell us about this new Silver Bullet, Silver Shield coin. I'm thinking that I might put a banner on my site because I want people to have this coin because it's affordable and it's beautiful, and I think it's going to be a collector's item. This thing's great. Tell people about this new coin.
Yeah, essentially, the Silver Bullet and the Silver Shield, I wrote that article last February, February 2011, and right before we had that big spike up where we hit up to 50. And basically, Sean, I'm a firm believer, and you are too. If everybody knew about silver, what we know about it, nobody would own stocks, nobody would own bonds, no one would even own gold. They would all be in silver, and that we know on the alternative side of it, that silver is one of the best ways of protecting a family and everything that you have worked for in your entire life. But it's also a silver bullet towards, everything that we hate in this world. You want to end these wars, end these debts, end the banker bailouts and all that other stuff. You need to deleverage the system, stop participating in the system. So the whole Silver Bullet and Silver Shield theme has been about withdrawing our consent out of their paper paradigm and protecting ourselves with real tangible wealth. So when we came about, I was talking with Rob Gray of Open Currency Standard when he was down at the Ron Paul testimony, earlier last month. He says, I make coins and you make ideas. Let's do something. So I naturally said the Silver Bullet and Silver Shield's what people know me for. I did 6.5 hours worth of videos giving everything that I know about silver and creating that silver series on YouTube on the Truth Never Told channel. And, I said, hey, let's do this coin. So I wanted to have a completely unique coin, something that nothing else is out there. I've always felt like, the silver market, there's a lot of either national coins that never really change, like the Silver Eagle. Geez, do we really need, the 26th year of the exact same design? So I can't even buy a maple leaf because it's got one of those elitist leaders on the back of it, the Queen Elizabeth. And then even a lot of the silver rounds, most of the time it's just a miner or refiner that stamps their brand on the back of it, and there's nothing really special about it. So we took probably about three weeks and had many designs. We probably went through, 7 or 8 different copies, and we came up with a really unique design where one side shows what represents the old paradigm, and I classified it as a debt and death paradigm. Because the reality is that's what our existence is. Our way of life is built on the ability of our country going around the world spreading debt and death all over the world. And we actively or passively support it by going into debt, by buying the latest consumer products, by watching the media, by eating factory food, by signing military contracts. We support this paradigm one way or the other because of that. And it's coming to an end. Because it's an unsustainable, unjust, unfair system, and it's coming to an end. And I've always felt the fathers of this paradigm, if you kind of go back to the genesis of this current Anglo-American empire, is the Rothschilds. So we took a lot of thought and said, hey, let's have one side be completely different. So we made a matte finish, kind of scarred up, with a little rock and roll lettering on it, and really classified this paradigm for what it is. And the logo on that side says, in debt and death they trust. And the they is the bankers. It's the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the guy that owns the central banks and controls the politicians and the corporations and the media and the military and ultimately us. They, in debt and death, they trust. They don't trust in God like we do. And yet we're actively and passively supporting these people. And so we took the Rothschild crest of the 5 arrows and replaced the nice ribbon that they had tying the arrows together with the chain representing the debt that they leave throughout all of humanity. We took Nathan Rothschild, who is the head of the scion of the Rothschild family back during Napoleon's time, and we made him a deathly figure and put nice elitist black top hat on him to kind of round it off. And yet the other side of the coin is the completely opposite. And I don't know any other coins out there that are matte finish on one side and near proof-like on the other side. But it's to represent a new paradigm, a better way of life. And there's a big physical difference just flipping the coin over. You can see it's no longer matte. It's no longer scarred. It's shiny. It's reflective. It's got brighter lettering. And there's a couple sayings that we put on there. At center, it says, listen to all and follow none. And I think that's the core of any logical person walking away from this paradigm. You have to go through a process of really listening to a lot of different voices out there. There's a lot of conspiracy theories and alternate theories and different schools of economics and stuff like that. And you really need to listen to all, but you need to follow none. You have to decide what resonates with you, what is most logical, what works for you. So I think that's at the core. And then the other saying that's on there, it says, a conscious solution to collectivist problems. And this gets into the heart of what I believe is that this isn't a financial, a moral, a military battle that we're fighting. It's one of consciousness. What are we actively or passively supporting? Are we walking away from a paradigm? Are we taking away our consent from a rigged election? Are we taking away our consent from having our money inside of a bank, enabling the worst in humanity to gamble with money that they don't have? Or are we going to empower ourselves and our families and store our wealth in real tangible assets? And that, to me, is an individual thing that needs to happen, and that all the problems that we're suffering are coming from collectivist problems. And then there's just, a couple other cool features we added on there. The actual amount of bullets from the silver bullets, we put 47 of them, which represents the atomic weight of silver. The shield, even the design of the shield it looks like an arrowhead almost, so it could be either an offensive or a defensive thing. And then, finally we decided not to put, $1 or $20 or some artificial numeric value, fiat value onto the coin. We just finally put a nice big fat 1 ounce because that's really what we're buying. And I've always found it kind of an Orwellian thing to buy a silver eagle and it says $1, and yet you can't get them for less than $35. So a lot of cool features. This coin has been available to my subscribers. I think we did 7,200 ounces in the first 12 hours just to my little group. So I think this thing is really going to catch on and be a very hot item in the silver market.
Wow, 7,200 in half a day. That's awesome. And you know what? I agree with you. The reason I got so excited about this coin when I saw your piece about it, Chris, and I want to get behind this and support it, is because the last coin that really inspired folks was this Perth Mint Silver Lunar Dragon, which was just obscenely priced because APMEX and Gainesville and all the big players bought up most of those coins. The little guys couldn't even get one. And then they were selling for, $75, $80, $90, $100 an ounce. So this coin is easily as pretty. And what I really like about this thing is that you're not gouging people on it. I think you're trying to price it right in there competitively with like a silver eagle, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, we went at this saying, hey, the easiest thing for us to do is kind of make a limited edition, fancy this, fancy that, and then jack up the price and not really sell it. But what would be the point in that? We wanted this to be a bullion coin. But I believe that once this run is done, we're only going to sell this out until November 25th, so like the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and then we're going to shut it down. We're going to do, if this is successful, which it, already has been in the first 12 hours, we're going to come out with newer coins every, 3 or 4 months. So it's not going to be the exact same coin every time. It's going to have a different message, and they're great conversation pieces. I can't tell you how many people are already saying, oh, I can't wait to give this as a conversation piece. This is going to be my carry coin. This is the one I'm going to give for Christmas. Because think about it, Sean. If somebody gives you an ounce of silver, it's a gift that you're carrying. And it's not just a piece of silver and people go, I don't get it. Because I remember when I first held a silver eagle, back when I was totally indoctrinated, I didn't get it. I said, I couldn't buy anything with it. But when you start looking at all the different facets and all the different meanings and messages and stuff like that, this isn't something that they're going to throw away or lose. They'll probably go on their coin desk, and they're probably going to end up looking at it every day and then probably go, what does that mean? What is this, arrows and, what does all that mean? And it would lead them into a much deeper thought. And I think it's a good conversation piece, a good carry piece, and it's a good way of spreading this conscious rebellion that we have against this paradigm that would enable individuals to actively walk away from it and empower themselves and stop, passively supporting this debt and death paradigm.
I couldn't agree more, Chris. It's the people's coin. That's what I love about this thing, because you're giving it realistic, fair pricing. It's the people's coin. You want people to have it, carry it, show it, share it. It's just great. That's why I'm supporting this, because I'm thrilled. This is great. This is sort of what the movement has been waiting for, is this type of coin that we can all get behind, that has the message, has your message, which is an anti-bankster, pro-liberty message, shared all in one coin that's affordable. That's the bottom line. That's why I'm behind this thing, because it's affordable. I just give you so much credit for not gouging people, because you could easily charge $10 over spot on this thing or more. Before I let you go, we have to talk about what we're seeing in the silver and gold market. It's just been explosive, absolutely explosive. It's even astounded me and those of us who have been following Bill Murphy and others who have made these predictions that this is what we were going to see in the fall. What's your take on what we're seeing right now?
I'm going to be the guy that says this is it. This has been a battle between the paper manipulators and the physical stackers. And I think through when I first bought silver in 2005, wrote it up from $7 to $21, and then 2008 went from $21 down to $8. I kept telling my subscribers, during these last couple months, I'm like, keep stacking, and going through all the stuff. But the wonderful thing that I noticed, the difference between this consolidation period and what we went through in 2008. 2008, there wasn't SGT, there wasn't me, there wasn't all this other guys out there, talking about silver, going over the different aspects, educating people. And the difference was, back in 2008, I had invested every single dollar I had. I sold my business, my house, everything, and went into silver. And to watch it go down 64% during that time period, it was a gut check moment. In fact, that's what led me to the genesis of the silver bullet and silver shield, because I was like, you know what? I know I'm right. So let me go through those fundamentals over and over again. And that helped me not only hold on to my metal, but actually stack more when it was the most desperate time. This consolidation period we've had from the very first day, when they attacked it and went down $6 in 15 minutes, we said, bullshit, this is bullshit, this is paper. You don't trade 1 billion ounces in a week when the whole, production of the world isn't even that, much less the available mining. And we've said all along, they'll win the day, they'll win a couple weeks, and they'll take the momentum out, drive it down, make a price propaganda. But at some point, the physical market's going to take over, and we've had that. And I don't know too many people. There was a couple people who came in at 30 and 40 during the most, during the, March and April of last year that may have sold out. But for the grand majority of my listeners, man, every time I went down, it was like, man, it's on sale. It's time to party. Let's go pick up more. Let's back up the truck. And that's what we've been doing. And this whole consolidation period has been nothing but us ants taking the silver off the market. And now it's gotten to the point now where it's scramble time. It's all these guys are caught. There is no downside. There's no more momentum. They can't drive it down past 26. They've had every opportunity to do it over this past year. And quite honestly, Sean, I think it's from here up to 50. I think it's going to blow through 50. I think you're going to hear a lot of quiet crickets in the media. You're not going to hear the bullshit, silver's in a bubble and, all the naysayers and, all this stuff. You're going to hear crickets when it blows through 50. And I think that we're in a major bull move. I was talking to you before this call. I said, when we were at the tail end of the bull run in last year, we had $1.50 days, but that was the end of it. Man, we're only 5, 6, 7 days into it, and we're having $1.50 moves. This is significant. I think we're going to see $3, $5, $6 moves coming up soon as we get more desperate out there. And one thing I will caution everybody is, all you silver stackers out there, when it blows through 50 and 75 and we start having $4 or $5 moves, that is not time to celebrate. It's time to make sure that you have your supplies, your exit plans set out, because I think silver is going to be the canary in the gold mine for the global financial system. And a lot of the anger phase is following. This is not time to, go quit your job and, leave your wife and go off to Vegas with, whatever dreams that you may have. It's time to get serious about this. So as much as I would like to celebrate, silver's release from its, paper bondage, it's probably going to lead to the end of the Anglo-American financial empire, and there's a lot of heady days that are ahead of us, and we need to make sure that we have our preps taken care of, our family taken care of, and really start thinking this through.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's really great perspective. Thanks for sharing that, because I think it's important to remind people that the reason that we're holding the physical precious metals is to take us into the new paradigm, to try to preserve whatever, quote-unquote, wealth we may or may not have, but to try to, quote-unquote, preserve our wealth as we move into this new paradigm. As this one collapses, you're right. It's not a time to go and bank this stuff on a new car and start to, spend your newfound wealth. It's time to buckle down and know that there are very difficult days coming ahead of us. And my thanks to you, Chris, for waking up so many people, because of your work, fewer people will be hungry. Fewer people will be poor when the banksters end up stealing everything and this current paradigm does collapse.
Sean, we can be a blessing to the people that cannot or will not wake up. I mean, the one reason why people are asleep is because they're not been face-to-face with the consequences of actively or passively supporting the system. And I think it's a tremendous responsibility on people who have gone through this deep educational process and have made this commitment to understand and prepare that we need to be a blessing onto others, and that we cannot afford to have people of the same consciousness of, I'm on top, so now let me rig the rules in my favor. I think this is a chance for humanity to really get out of this debt and death paradigm, and that the people who are stacking and preparing for a better day can live a much better life, and we don't have to live like this. One last thing I want to leave you, Sean. I wanted to tell you, your site has been awesome. I used to go to the Drudge Report and Zero Hedge first. I bypassed all of them to go to your site first. You have the most timely, best articles, the most meaningful articles. You have good commentary. I don't know how the hell you post as many articles as you do, but you're just doing a terrific job on your site.
I love you, man. Thanks for saying that. I really appreciate that. I do. That's very nice of you to say. And I want to say this to two important people in my life who have helped step up and contribute. Peter and Rory, you guys are moving mountains on a daily basis, Chris, truth be known. There are three of us that are posting high-quality content and really trying to keep the site on the edge of breaking news as we're able to do that. We don't ask for donations. We're not funded by taxpayers. We're trying to do the best we can for everybody, just like you are, and I sure do appreciate the support, and I want to thank all the readers and everybody who stops by, because your kind comments and your support mean the world to me and to my other two contributors, and I really appreciate your kind comments. Thanks, Chris.
I mean it.
Thanks, Chris. So before I let you go, let's remind people how they can get this coin. You're selling it through November 25th, and because you've been kind enough to allow me to help get the word out on my site, people can click on the banner ad they see for the coin on my site, and that will take you to an order page where you can get an exclusive deal on this coin for a very reasonable price over spot. And I just encourage people to take advantage and share it with others. With the holidays coming up, what a great gift.
Yeah, this is one of those things where I've been telling people, man, if you got gold or silver, this is undesirable forms of silver. Maybe now it's time to sell out of that stuff and get some of this stuff while it's cheap. And I really believe that this coin's going to have its value is going to go up much higher than most other bullion forms out there. Because of its rarity, because of its unique features, because of its message, because of its limited thing. And I think that people, buying today are going to look back at it and go, this was a really good deal.
Oh, I completely agree. It's the same reason I like the Perth Mint products, some of the Canadian maple products. I know you're not big on the Queen. I hate her guts too, but I do like the coins because they cap the mintage, right? There's a limited run when it as it pertains to, say, the Wildlife Series coins. They'll only make 300,000, 500,000, a million of them or whatever. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a limited run. This coin is going to be more valuable in the future because the only way you'll be able to get it is from guys like me and you who, were smart enough to buy it when they had the chance, and folks
That's
listening.
Right.
So it'll be a very special coin in the future, and I love that you're going to continue to make other designs on it.
Yep.
This is great, Chris. This is, I think, what you were born.
Awesome.
This is what you were born to do, man.
Thank you.
All right. I love you, man. All right. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it. Everybody check out, why don't you tell people how to find you on the interwebs there, Chris?
Yeah, probably the best place to go is either don't-tread-on.me. That's the blog. Or you can go to my YouTube. I'm slowly catching up to Sean in subscribers. I think we just got over 18,000. We're not quite a year old, but we got 4.2 million views, and we're rocking and rolling. But you can go to Truth Never Told on YouTube, and you can subscribe there. And it's I've been posting a lot more stuff. Oh, one last thing, Sean. My big series, and this is what I'm probably my most proud moment, is the Sons of Liberty Academy. It's a 48-hour video lesson of all the awakening stuff that I went through for 3.5 years, reading 240 books, getting rid of all the stuff that I didn't resonate with me and putting it in the order that I wish I had woken up. I am in the process of remastering it. I'm going to be releasing the entire thing on YouTube over the next couple months. So look for a lot of new material coming from me if you are new to me. And if you want to go right to see what the Sons of Liberty Academy is all about, just go to sonsoflibertyacademy.com. It's free. A lot of work in there, and hopefully people find value in it.
Awesome. Well, guys, never ever think that one person can't make a difference. For those of you who are listening, jump into this thing. Jump into the Liberty Movement. Make a change. Join We Are Change. Do what Chris is doing. Do what I'm doing. Just do something, because every single one of us can make a difference. Case in point, Duane. Chris, thanks so much, man. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me on, Sean.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Thanks so much for watching and spreading this information with friends and family. Together we can take liberty back. And check out my new website, thelibertymill.com. Real news 24/7. Thanks for watching.